Have you ever met a difficult person? Someone who always thinks they're right, who considers themselves smarter or superior to everyone else? Imagine having to deal with such a person regularly, perhaps at work or within your own family. You can't always walk away from the situation, so how do you cope? To live well, we must learn to manage these relationships without letting them negatively affect us. It's crucial to not internalize the negative views these people might have of us or others as they strive to maintain their always right mindset. Understanding what you'll encounter. Curious how ancient wisdom can help with modern problems? Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, used the example of public baths in his teachings to illustrate the importance of mental preparation. In ancient Rome, these baths were a melting pot of society, where people from all walks of life gathered not only for hygiene, but for social interaction and debate. Behavior varied widely. Some respected the space, while others were disruptive, leaving belongings scattered or even engaging in petty thefts. Epictetus emphasized that by anticipating and mentally preparing for such behaviors, we can maintain our calm and emotional control even in potentially stressful situations. Epictetus's teachings on mental preparation go beyond just public baths. He believed that life itself is full of challenges and disruptions. By preparing ourselves mentally, we can navigate through life's difficulties with greater ease and composure. This approach is particularly useful when dealing with difficult people who always think they're right. These individuals can disrupt our peace and test our patience. But by knowing what to expect and preparing for it, we can handle such situations with grace. But how does this apply today? Even though public baths are no longer a common part of our lives, understanding that some people always feel the need to be right can help us navigate interactions without taking things personally. People who always think they're right are often insecure and need constant affirmation to maintain their self-image. For them, being right is more important than the truth, an easier way to do something, or the common good. This need reinforces their sense of security. When you present something new or disagree, even on simple matters, it can cause significant friction. True happiness, as Epictetus suggests, comes from not worrying about things beyond our control, like the opinions of others. We control our thoughts and reactions, not others' opinions. One practical example of applying this Stoic principle in modern life is during workplace meetings. Imagine you're presenting a new idea or solution, and there's always that one colleague who insists on pointing out flaws or asserting their ideas as superior. By anticipating this behavior and preparing yourself mentally, you can remain calm and composed. Instead of reacting defensively, you can acknowledge their points and stay focused on your objectives. This not only helps maintain a professional demeanor but also demonstrates emotional intelligence. Knowing your worth. Ever doubted yourself because of someone else's arrogance? People who always need to be right often believe they are superior, which can make us doubt ourselves. Their insistence on their own ideas can make us feel that our opinions are wrong or that we are less intelligent. This inversion can be harmful, affecting our self-confidence and our ability to trust our judgment. When you know your value, it's easier to resist falling into the trap of doubt. Everyone shares the same human nature, with fears, insecurities, and desires, putting us on equal footing. When dealing with such people, remember two key points. The other person is important, but so are you. Recognize your capabilities and potential instead of just admiring others. Knowing your worth is a fundamental aspect of maintaining self-confidence. When you encounter someone who always thinks they are right, it can be easy to start doubting your own abilities. They might use their assertiveness to overshadow your opinions, making you feel less competent. However, it's crucial to remember that their behavior often stems from their insecurities. By understanding your value, you can maintain your confidence and not be swayed by their arrogance. One way to reinforce your self-worth is to keep a journal of your achievements and strengths. Regularly reflecting on your accomplishments can help you stay grounded and confident. When you encounter someone who tries to undermine you, revisit your journal to remind yourself of your capabilities. This practice can be especially useful in professional settings where you need to assert your ideas and decisions, keeping conversations light. Why not try humor next time? People who always want to be right can make us lose our cool, but this only happens if we let it. Marco Aurelius wrote, "Do not feel harmed and you haven't been." A useful strategy suggested by Epictetus is to use humor. When someone tries to dominate the conversation, responding lightly can ease the tension. Pay attention to your body language. If you're tense, try to relax. Adopting an open posture and responding calmly can prevent the discussion from escalating. Humor is a powerful tool in diffusing tension. When used appropriately, it can transform a potentially heated argument into a lighthearted exchange. For example, if someone is adamantly insisting on their point of view, you might respond with a playful comment like, "Wow, you must have a crystal ball to be so sure." This type of humor can disarm the other person and reduce the intensity of the discussion. Curious how humor can change dynamics? The Stoics saw humor as a sign of intelligence and a way to stay calm amidst problems. Using humor helps us accept things we can't change and emotionally distance ourselves from surrounding issues. By injecting a bit of levity, you can diffuse potentially heated situations and maintain your composure. In addition to easing tension, humor can also create a more positive atmosphere. When people laugh, they release tension and are more likely to be open to different perspectives. This can be particularly useful in group settings where multiple opinions are being discussed. By lightening the mood, you can encourage a more collaborative and less confrontational environment. Avoiding useless arguments. Is the argument really worth it? Before starting a debate, ask yourself, what is the purpose of this discussion? Is it worth my time and energy? Marco Aurelius advised that every action should have a clear purpose. Understanding whether the discussion is productive or a waste of time can save you a lot of stress. People who think they know everything often adopt an arrogant stance. They speak as if they are superior, treating others as less intelligent or in need of their wisdom. Epictetus reminds us that it's impossible to learn something new if you believe you already know everything. Engaging in arguments with such people is often futile and draining. How can you apply this in your life? In day-to-day interactions, this means picking your battles wisely. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a full-blown argument. For instance, if a coworker insists on their method for a project and it's not significantly different from yours, it might be more productive to let them proceed. Save your energy for discussions that truly matter and where your input can make a significant difference. Being understanding. Can empathy change the game? Trying to understand another person's perspective is a valuable form of empathy. Asking questions like, "Why do you think that?" or "How did you come to that conclusion?" can help you understand their beliefs. Practicing active listening shows respect for their ideas, even if you disagree. Marco Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. This means maintaining our principles even when we disagree. Encourage constructive dialogue and appreciate everyone's contributions, regardless of their origin. Empathy is about seeing the world through someone else's eyes. When dealing with people who always think they're right, it's important to understand that their behavior often stems from deep-seated insecurities. They might feel the need to assert their opinions forcefully because they fear being seen as weak or incompetent. Why is understanding important? By practicing empathy, you can diffuse the situation and create a more harmonious interaction. For example, if a colleague insists on their way of doing things, you might ask, "Can you explain why this approach is important to you?" This shows that you value their perspective and are willing to listen. It can also reveal underlying concerns that you can address together. Understanding someone's perspective doesn't mean you have to agree with them. It's about creating a space for open dialogue and mutual respect. When people feel heard, they are more likely to be receptive to your ideas. This approach can transform conflicts into opportunities for collaboration and learning. Reflecting on your beliefs. How often do you reflect on your own beliefs? Sometimes we follow wrong paths because of early teachings. Epictetus taught that there are two ways to see the same situation. Engaging with someone who always thinks they are right can be a chance to examine and strengthen your beliefs. Reflecting on our ideas is crucial for personal growth. We often follow behaviors without questioning if they are truly right, simply because that's how we learned them. Talking with someone who thinks they know everything can help us reassess and reinforce our beliefs. Keeping an open mind and being willing to learn from others shows maturity and emotional intelligence. Why is self-reflection crucial? Self-reflection allows us to examine our beliefs and values critically. When we encounter someone who challenges our views, it can be an opportunity to refine and strengthen our understanding. This doesn't mean we should change our beliefs every time someone disagrees with us. Instead, it's about being open to new perspectives and willing to adjust our views when necessary. Engaging in regular self-reflection can also help us stay grounded and true to our values. It encourages personal growth and helps us navigate complex social dynamics with greater confidence. By understanding ourselves better, we can respond more effectively to others, even those who are difficult or confrontational. Using reason. How does reason fit into all of this? Seneca emphasized the importance of using reason for clear thinking, helping maintain emotional stability even in difficult conversations. A key Stoic principle is, no one can disturb or unsettle us unless we allow them to. This ancient wisdom is surprisingly modern, helping us build resilience for daily challenges. Using logical and rational arguments instead of emotional ones helps maintain serenity, no matter what's happening around us. This approach fosters emotional resilience and helps simplify our daily lives. Why is reason important? When dealing with difficult people, it's easy to get caught up in emotions. However, reacting emotionally can escalate the situation and lead to unnecessary conflict. By staying calm and using reason, we can approach the situation more effectively. This means focusing on facts and logical arguments rather than getting defensive or angry. For example, if someone criticizes your work, instead of reacting defensively, you can calmly ask for specific feedback. This not only shows that you're open to improvement, but also shifts the focus from personal attacks to constructive discussion. By using reason, you can maintain control over the situation and steer it towards a more positive outcome. The power of silence. Ever considered the strength in staying silent? When dealing with someone who always thinks they're right, sometimes the best response is silence. Often these people don't listen to others because they find it hard to accept different ideas. By choosing silence, we can avoid unnecessary conflict and maintain our peace. The Stoics valued silence as a means to preserve inner calm. Choosing not to engage in arguments shows strength and awareness. It allows us to observe and think clearly, using our energy for personal growth instead of endless debates. In a world full of noise and opinions, knowing when to stay silent can be a powerful way to assert your position and maintain your peace of mind. Why is silence powerful? Silence can be a strategic tool in maintaining emotional control. It allows us to avoid getting dragged into unproductive arguments and helps us conserve our energy. When we choose to stay silent, we create a space for reflection and calmness. This can be particularly useful in heated situations where words can easily escalate the conflict. Moreover, silence can also be a form of passive resistance. By not engaging with someone who is being confrontational, you demonstrate that their behavior is not worth your time or energy. This can be a powerful way to assert your boundaries and maintain your dignity. How can you apply this in your life? Next time you're faced with a difficult person, try staying silent for a moment. Observe their behavior and think carefully about your response. Sometimes the best way to handle a situation is to say nothing at all. This doesn't mean you're conceding. It means you're choosing to protect your peace and focus on what truly matters. The value of patience. Ever felt your patience tested? Patience is a virtue that is often tested when dealing with people who think they are always right. These individuals can be frustrating and challenging, but patience allows us to navigate these interactions without losing our composure. Patience is not about enduring mistreatment. It's about choosing a measured response and maintaining control over our emotions. Why is patience important? Patience gives us the ability to stay calm in the face of provocation. It helps us avoid reacting impulsively and allows us to consider our responses carefully. When we are patient, we can handle difficult conversations with grace and avoid unnecessary conflicts. For example, if someone is constantly interrupting you in a conversation, instead of getting angry, you can patiently wait for them to finish and then calmly make your point. This shows that you are not easily rattled and that you value respectful communication. Curious how to build patience? Building patience requires practice and mindfulness. One effective technique is to practice deep breathing exercises when you feel your patience being tested. Taking a few deep breaths can help calm your mind and body, allowing you to respond more thoughtfully. Additionally, mindfulness meditation can help increase your overall patience by training your mind to stay present and focused. The importance of setting boundaries. Ever wondered why boundaries matter? Setting boundaries is crucial when dealing with difficult people. Boundaries help protect our emotional well-being and ensure that we are not taken advantage of. They define what is acceptable behavior and communicate our limits to others. Why are boundaries important? Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships. They help us manage our interactions with others and protect our mental and emotional health. When dealing with someone who always thinks they are right, setting clear boundaries can prevent them from overstepping and dominating the conversation. For instance, if a colleague constantly criticizes your work in a demeaning manner, you can set a boundary by calmly stating that you are open to constructive feedback but will not tolerate disrespectful comments. This not only protects your self-esteem, but also sets a standard for how you expect to be treated. How can you set effective boundaries? Setting boundaries involves clear and assertive communication. It's important to be specific about what behaviors are unacceptable and what the consequences will be if those boundaries are crossed. For example, you might say, "I appreciate your input, but I need you to address me respectfully. If you continue to speak to me this way, I will have to end our conversation." Practicing self-care. Ever felt drained after dealing with a difficult person? Interacting with people who always think they are right can be emotionally exhausting. That's why self-care is essential. Taking time to recharge and care for your mental and physical health can help you handle challenging interactions more effectively. Why is self-care important? Self-care helps replenish our energy and maintain our emotional balance. It involves activities that promote relaxation, reduce stress, and improve our overall well-being. When we practice self-care, we are better equipped to handle difficult situations and interactions. Curious about self-care techniques? There are many ways to practice self-care, and it's important to find what works best for you. Some effective self-care techniques include exercise. Physical activity helps release tension and boosts your mood. Meditation. Mindfulness and meditation can help calm your mind and improve your focus. Hobbies. Engaging in activities you enjoy can provide a much-needed break from stress. Social support. Spending time with supportive friends and family can provide comfort and perspective. Rest. Ensuring you get enough sleep and relaxation is crucial for maintaining your health. By incorporating self-care into your routine, you can maintain your resilience and handle difficult interactions with greater ease. Developing emotional intelligence. Ever wondered why some people handle conflict better than others? Emotional intelligence, EQ, plays a significant role in how we manage our emotions and interactions with others. It involves recognizing and understanding our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others, and using this awareness to navigate social complexities. Why is emotional intelligence important? High emotional intelligence allows us to handle conflicts and difficult interactions more effectively. It helps us stay calm under pressure, communicate more clearly, and build stronger relationships. When dealing with someone who always thinks they are right, emotional intelligence can help us respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Curious how to improve your emotional intelligence? Improving emotional intelligence involves several key skills. Self-awareness. Regularly check in with your emotions and understand what triggers them. Self-regulation. Practice techniques to manage your emotions, such as deep breathing or taking a pause before responding. Empathy. Try to understand the emotions and perspectives of others, even if you disagree with them. Social skills. Work on clear and effective communication, active listening, and conflict resolution. By developing these skills, you can improve your interactions with difficult people and create more positive outcomes. Embracing growth mindset. Ever felt stuck in your ways? A growth mindset, as opposed to a fixed mindset, is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset is crucial when dealing with difficult people because it encourages us to see challenges as opportunities for growth. Why is a growth mindset important? A growth mindset helps us stay open to learning and improvement. It allows us to see difficult interactions as chances to develop our communication and conflict resolution skills. When we embrace a growth mindset, we are less likely to be discouraged by setbacks and more motivated to find constructive solutions. Curious how to cultivate a growth mindset? Cultivating a growth mindset involves several practices. Embrace challenges. See difficulties as opportunities to learn and grow. Learn from criticism. View feedback as valuable information for improvement. Persist in the face of setbacks. Stay motivated and resilient when things don't go as planned. Celebrate effort. Recognize and appreciate the hard work and effort you put into your growth. By adopting a growth mindset, you can transform how you approach difficult people and situations, leading to more positive and productive interactions. The role of assertiveness. Ever struggled to assert yourself? Assertiveness is the ability to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs in a direct and respectful way. It is a crucial skill when dealing with difficult people, as it helps you stand up for yourself without being aggressive or passive. Why is assertiveness important? Being assertive allows you to communicate your boundaries and needs clearly. It helps you manage conflicts effectively and ensures that your voice is heard. When dealing with someone who always thinks they are right, assertiveness can help you maintain your position without escalating the situation. How can you become more assertive? Developing assertiveness involves several key practices. Use I statements. Express your thoughts and feelings using I statements, such as I feel or I need, to take ownership of your emotions. Stay calm. Maintain a calm and composed demeanor, even when discussing difficult topics. Be direct. Clearly state your needs and boundaries without being vague or apologetic. Practice active listening. Show that you are listening and consider the other person's perspective, even as you assert your own. By practicing assertiveness, you can navigate difficult interactions with confidence and clarity. Leveraging positive reinforcement. Ever noticed how encouragement changes behavior? Positive reinforcement involves recognizing and rewarding positive behavior. When dealing with difficult people, using positive reinforcement can help encourage more cooperative and respectful interactions. Why is positive reinforcement important? Positive reinforcement helps build better relationships by encouraging desirable behaviors. It creates a more positive and supportive environment, making it easier to manage difficult interactions. When people feel appreciated and recognized, they are more likely to respond positively. Curious how to use positive reinforcement? Using positive reinforcement involves several strategies. Acknowledge efforts. Recognize and appreciate the efforts and contributions of others, even if they don't always get things right. Provide specific feedback. Offer specific and constructive feedback that highlights what was done well. Express gratitude. Regularly express gratitude for positive behaviors and actions. Celebrate successes. Celebrate achievements and milestones, no matter how small. By incorporating positive reinforcement into your interactions, you can create a more supportive and collaborative environment, even with difficult people. The power of perspective. Ever tried seeing things from a different angle? Changing your perspective can significantly alter how you handle difficult people. By viewing the situation from different angles, you can gain new insights and find more effective ways to respond. Why is perspective important? Perspective helps us understand the broader context of a situation. It allows us to see beyond our immediate reactions and consider other factors that might be influencing the behavior of difficult people. This can lead to more compassionate and effective responses. Curious how to shift your perspective. Shifting your perspective involves several practices. Step back. Take a moment to step back from the situation and view it from a distance. Consider the other person's viewpoint. Try to understand the situation from the other person's perspective. Look for the bigger picture. Consider the broader context and any underlying factors that might be influencing the situation. Seek alternative explanations. Challenge your initial assumptions and look for alternative explanations for the behavior. By shifting your perspective, you can gain a deeper understanding of difficult interactions and respond more effectively. The importance of forgiveness. Ever held a grudge? Forgiveness is a powerful tool for letting go of negative emotions and moving forward. Holding on to grudges and resentment can weigh us down and affect our interactions with difficult people. Why is forgiveness important? Forgiveness helps us release negative emotions and find peace. It allows us to move past conflicts and focus on more positive and productive interactions. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment. Curious how to practice forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness involves several steps. Acknowledge your feelings. Recognize and validate your emotions without judgment. Reflect on the situation. Consider the broader context and any underlying factors that might have contributed to the conflict. Let go of resentment. Make a conscious decision to release negative emotions and focus on positive growth. Practice empathy. Try to understand the perspective and motivations of the other person. By practicing forgiveness, you can create more positive and harmonious interactions, even with difficult people. The role of gratitude. Ever felt the power of gratitude? Gratitude involves recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of our lives. It can significantly impact our emotional well-being and interactions with others, including difficult people. Why is gratitude important? Gratitude helps us focus on the positive and fosters a more optimistic outlook. It can improve our resilience and ability to handle challenging situations. When we practice gratitude, we are more likely to approach difficult interactions with a positive mindset. Curious how to cultivate gratitude? Cultivating gratitude involves several practices. Keep a gratitude journal. Regularly write down things you are grateful for. Express appreciation. Show appreciation for the people and things that bring you joy and support. Reflect on positive experiences. Take time to reflect on positive experiences and moments in your life. Practice mindfulness. Be present and appreciate the small joys in your daily life. By incorporating gratitude into your routine, you can enhance your emotional well-being and improve your interactions with difficult people. The impact of self-reflection. Ever taken time to reflect on your actions? Self-reflection is the process of examining our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to gain deeper insights into ourselves. It is a crucial practice for personal growth and improving our interactions with others. Why is self-reflection important? Self-reflection helps us understand our motivations and patterns of behavior. It allows us to identify areas for improvement and make conscious changes. When we reflect on our interactions with difficult people, we can gain insights into how we can respond more effectively. Curious how to practice self-reflection. Practicing self-reflection involves several steps. Set aside time. Dedicate regular time for self-reflection, such as at the end of the day or week. Ask reflective questions. Consider questions like, what went well? What could I have done differently? And what did I learn? Write it down. Keep a journal to document your reflections and track your progress. Be honest and compassionate. Approach self-reflection with honesty and self-compassion, recognizing both your strengths and areas for growth. By incorporating self-reflection into your routine, you can gain valuable insights and improve your interactions with difficult people. The benefits of continuous learning. Ever felt the excitement of learning something new? Continuous learning involves seeking out new knowledge and skills throughout our lives. It keeps our minds sharp and helps us adapt to changing situations, including interactions with difficult people. Why is continuous learning important? Continuous learning fosters intellectual growth and adaptability. It helps us stay open to new perspectives and develop more effective strategies for handling challenges. When we are committed to learning, we are better equipped to navigate complex social dynamics. Curious how to embrace continuous learning. Embracing continuous learning involves several practices. Stay curious. Cultivate a sense of curiosity and a desire to learn. Seek out opportunities. Look for opportunities to learn new skills, whether through formal education, online courses, or self-study. Engage with diverse perspectives. Explore different viewpoints and ideas to broaden your understanding. Reflect on your learning. Regularly reflect on what you have learned and how it applies to your life. By embracing continuous learning, you can enhance your ability to handle difficult interactions and grow personally and professionally. Conclusion. Dealing with difficult people who always think they are right can be challenging, but it is possible to navigate these interactions with grace and effectiveness. By understanding their behavior, knowing your worth, keeping conversations light, avoiding useless arguments, being understanding, reflecting on your beliefs, using reason, leveraging the power of silence, practicing patience, setting boundaries, engaging in self-care, developing emotional intelligence, embracing a growth mindset, practicing assertiveness, using positive reinforcement, shifting your perspective, practicing forgiveness, cultivating gratitude, engaging in self-reflection, and embracing continuous learning. You can improve your interactions and maintain your peace of mind. Remember, the goal is not to change the other person, but to manage your responses and protect your well-being. By applying these strategies, you can handle difficult people with confidence and create more positive and productive interactions. If you've made it this far, comment gratitude. To learn how to deal with regret, check out the video on your left. Thanks for being with us. Thank you for joining us on this Stoic journey. Remember always, the power to shape our happiness lies in our own hands, and through the constant practice of virtue and understanding of the things within our control, we can find peace and fulfillment. Keep exploring the depths of Stoicism in your daily life. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others who might benefit from Stoic wisdom. Until next time, may Stoic wisdom light your way.